Hey everybody, it's Eddie Joe on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. So, there's a lot going on. I caught a news article. We'll get to the news in a minute, but I was listening, I was taking my shower this morning. I was listening to television, and I heard somebody talk about, you know, United States labor, the not United States consumer needs help. We must have, this rate cut now. It must happen now. And I'm sitting here and I'm listening to this rich guy rant. The hell does he know about what the consumer is thinking? The average consumer, rich guy on television, playing the stock game. You have to be rich to play with stocks. I don't care what anybody says, or at least have enough smarts to play with stocks. But you can tell this is a rich guy talking about all this stuff. And I sat there and I listened to this and I said, the consumer doesn't need a rate cut. I mean, don't get me wrong, we'd love a rate cut, but we don't need a rate cut. You want to know what we need? We need rich and wealthy, we need large corporations to pay their fair share of taxes. That's what we need. Our country wouldn't be in so much debt, in my humble opinion, if they actually did pay their fair share of taxes. But they don't. How many times do you hear about, this city, that city trying to win over some company, trying to, switch headquarters or open up a new facility, blah, 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 blah. And then what happens? Oh, they get a huge tax cut. They don't have to pay taxes for 10 years or something like that. It's always something stupid and ridiculous. You never hear about, somebody giving a tax cut like that to a new small business. Oh, hey, you're a small business. Don't worry about it. We got you for the next 10 years. Don't worry about taxes. Go make your money. Go hire people. That's not what they do. They give it to that company because they can hire, a few thousand people. You can only handle hiring a few people. Problem is that there are tons of those small few people businesses out there. And that's the backbone of this country. Small business is the backbone of the United States. When are we going to give them some tax breaks? No. Instead, we hammer. The smaller your company, the more you get hammered by the US government. Your municipality, your local, your local governments. You get hammered. Oh, you filed your tax form late? Penalty. Sometimes these penalties are higher than the actual bill. So, do we need a rate cut? We'd welcome a rate cut, but we'd better welcome a fair share tax plan. I think that would work out much better. Maybe trim that $35 trillion freaking debt that we have. Even Warren Buffett says he's more than happy to pay his fair share of taxes. Change the tax code. Right now, the tax code is written so that the rich and the wealthy and corporations, large corporations, do well. I worked for a while, but then you got into, greedflation. Like we've never seen before. Like we've never seen before. I mean, just how do you justify that you can charge 99 cents on sale for a week, but it's otherwise $3? I know that's just a crazy example, but go to the store. People that go shopping every week for their families, they know that that's actually a true example. That's actually a true example. You can actually go to the store and see, well, a few weeks ago this was this much and now today it's this much. And you sit there and you're kind of like, well, couldn't it have been the lower price before? Why is it a higher price now? Why has that price continued to grow? Pandemic pricing has not, receded at all. It's ridiculous. So I'm just saying, maybe we take care of greedflation. Maybe we take care of price gouging. Maybe we take care of that tax problem. Maybe we start paying down our debt. Get back to zero again. I bet you can't remember the last time this country had a balanced budget. You know who was president back then? I do. Put it in the comments. Tell me who you think it is. I'm serious. Everybody's talking about, lowering the interest rate. Well, that's because that means companies and banks will be able to borrow money on the cheap and make money on that. If you're a bank, you charge your customers, to hold their money that you also make money on. I mean, come on, it's ridiculous at this point. At some point, you got to wake up and you got to realize, we've got to start solving the problem that's sitting right in front of our face with the solution that's staring us dead in our face. Trickle down economics does not work. It never has. It never will. Why is that? Well, because those that make money keep the money. See what I mean? Do you think those that have money are walking into the corner store and buying groceries? No, they're not. So how does that trickle economics work? Their world is nothing like a regular consumer's world. They're not going into the regular consumer's neighborhood, except maybe for that photo op. Oh, look at me handing out turkeys. It's cute. At some point, we've got to solve the problem. It's an ugly problem, I get it. But that ugly problem shouldn't be paid for on the backs of the little man or the little woman or the little child or the little senior. It should be paid for those that have not been paying. Government is quick to go after a little person to go collect taxes, but they're not quick to go after rich people who have not paid taxes. At what point do we start to get it? Just saying, we need some change. Anyway, did you know that Shibarium, it's a layer 2 scaling solution for Shiba Inu, they're about to come out with liquid staking. What? Excuse me? You best believe I will take my bag and throw down with some liquid staking. That will be me. That will absolutely be me. I'm down for the cause. That's an amazing thing. Go Shiba Inu. Go Shiba Army. I'm down. Crypto criminals. As per a report by Chainalysis, criminals are targeting centralized exchanges right now. More and more and more. When you handle your business, make sure that you're using, if you have to use an exchange, make sure you're using a reputable exchange that's known for their security response. Otherwise, you are absolutely taking a chance. And that doesn't necessarily mean going after and using the biggest one in whatever region or the globe or whatever. It means using the one that has historically had the best security responses. That's what that means. I'm not playing. Do your own research and find out which one fits for you. Because at any moment, anybody can get hit. How many times do you turn around, we hear about, oh, this DeFi protocol got hit. This centralized exchange got hit. Let's learn the lesson, folks. Let's learn the lesson. Just saying. Toncoin. Is the Ton team about to help elevate Injective and Pyth? I think so. They literally just integrated both of them. That's huge. So I'm expecting Injective to get a nice bump. I'm expecting Pyth to get a nice bump. And here's something else to consider. With all of the deals, all of the things that Toncoin's got going on right now the market's low. So what they're doing right now only gives them a slight little bump. But in a little while, you'll start to hear news about what's happening after all that. What fruit they've been able to pick because of all these integrations, because of all these partnerships. And that's what I think will help create a catalyst for upward momentum. So Toncoin, Injective, Pyth, other partners that they're with. Whew, yeah, I'm going to be holding on for that one. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to go buy some. I know I'm going to buy Bitcoin. I'm probably going to add to my Shiba Inu bag. I'm definitely going to buy some Pyth because I don't have any. And I'm definitely going to buy some Injective. That's it most definitely for all of them. So I'm going to pick out my happy number. And that's what I'll be dipping into. Not my dry powder, just normal DCA. Just going to adjust my DCA to get into that. Been meaning to get into Injective, been meaning to get into Pyth. No time like now. What else is going on? New York Stock Exchange has yanked its application for Bitcoin spot ETF options trading. Apparently, there have been some conversations between them and the SEC, and they decided to pull it for now. Okay, not mad about that. Not mad about that at all. Pragmatic moves, conversations. That's what I'm expecting. Do I expect that to happen in the future? Most likely. Just not happening now. I mean, think about this. We have the SEC just like spinning around. The head is just spinning in 360 constantly right now. We want a Solana ETF. We want an XRP ETF. We want this. We want this. We want this. We want this. There's so many applications they're getting bombarded with. So it's interesting. There's an ETF that's being filed, that was filed, and it's a combined, Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. Who's that? Hashdex. So yeah, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on. Not to mention the single focused, highly leveraged ETF that was approved, and it's focused on. I think it's by Defiance, and it's approved, and it's for MicroStrategy. I think it's like 175% leverage. Interesting moves. Complex financial vehicles. Very complex financial vehicles. So do your own research if you want to play games like that. Know the game before you get in it, and know it well before you get in it. South Korea has invested $34 million into MicroStrategy. Bought some shares, their pension fund. And I have to say, smart move. Smart move. Why is that? They're holding Bitcoin. So not only are they a software company, but every time you turn around and you ask somebody, why'd you do it? They're holding Bitcoin. Why are you investing in this company? Well, because they're a good company and they're holding Bitcoin. Like, what else are you going to say? Similar Scientific, MicroStrategy, Metaplanet. I mean, just there are a list of companies out there that have been like, we're gonna invest in Bitcoin, hard, heavy and hard. And people are saying we're gonna invest in those companies, heavy and hard, because we believe they're making the right moves. Well, now, I mean, what is it? A discount? Oh, sorry, I have an itch. I think I'm getting bitten up. So yeah. You have a lot of investments that are going on right now that we should really, really, really be paying attention to. There are opportunities out there. Why are we down? I think it's because of FUD. I think everybody thinks that the United States is dumping Bitcoin. I don't think they're dumping Bitcoin. A few weeks ago, they moved some money. They moved some Silk Road BTC over to Coinbase Prime. They just moved 10,000 more over to Coinbase Prime. But I have not been able to confirm that they've sold. I'm waiting for somebody to come out and say, well, yeah, we sold. Then I'd like to understand why. But I have not heard that they sold. So until then, all this talk about the U.S. government selling, I don't know. I think that's more like fear. But it does help to bring everybody down and hold them down while all these companies load up. So while everybody's out there goofing around, while the retail investor is out there goofing around, I don't know if I should, institutional investors are buying it hand over fist, snatching. You should think about that. Why are they snatching? Pay attention, folks. Pay attention. Just saying. You know what we should do next? That's right. We should get into the numbers. I know I'm supposed to snap my fingers and go like, yeah, I didn't do it this morning. So we're going to start with the GMB crypto tracker top 25 losers. And like I said, I don't have to worry about updating the sheet the way I used to before because it's automatically updating every 10 minutes. So it's pretty fresh. So let's see who's losing right now. So by the time you get to my 5% rule right here with dog with hat moving 5% down, you have all of these. Okay, that's about 15 out of the 25, right? So let's see who's here that I'm paying attention to. Nobody so far. Wow. Gala, 6% move lower. I don't care. I like Gala. I think Gala's got a lot. Do I think they're going to hit this GMBX factor of 50 point, basically 50 and a half? I don't think so. I don't think so. No time soon. But do I think they can hit double digits because of the space that they're in? Yes. Turbo, 1.48 GMBX factor, down 6%. Market cap of 270 million. I'm only paying attention to it because somebody had told me about it. Celestia, 6% move. GMBX factor of 2.96, basically a 3x factor. Not bad. It's at the low end. That's right there. $1 billion. Because to me, there's below 500. There's 500 to 1 billion. There's 1 billion to 2 billion, and then there's just 2 billion and above. That's how I break it down. Very simple. So yeah. So let's switch over to the GMB Crypto Tracker top 25 winners. And there aren't that many. So if you can see on the other side, we at 10% at number 15, number 16 started, 16 to 25 were all, lower than 5% moves to the downward position. On this side, you're seeing right here, you're seeing what? 20, right? 21 moving to the downward position. So everybody's just lateral right now. The whole market at a top 250 coins, they're just lateral. They're just moving laterally right now. That's something to think about. So there's really nobody on this list that we have to worry about, that we have to think about. Aave moving. Do I think they can do that GMBX factor of 5? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. Phantom? Yes, I do. GMBX factor of 8x? Yes, I do. They're both over $1 billion. I think it'll be easy for them to do it. I think so. They've got some noise that they can make. Injective is up, but I don't think it's up over the news. I think it's just moving laterally at the moment. So there's a lot going on in that space. I think there's a lot that can happen, right? So if we look at everything that's going on right now, like I said, look at these 24-hour movement, 0 1s and 2s, 0 1s and 2s. Here's 1 at 5. Again, everything is just laterally moving right now. Now you know why I have this. Now you know why I have that GMBX factor right there, so that we can actually do that analysis. It actually tells you a story right here. It tells you a story. You just got to read it. That's all. Buy it, read it. Yes, you can get it. So if you look at, whenever you see my videos, you'll see the links to the book. You'll see the links to the GMBX factor, GMB crypto tracker. You'll see it right there, and you'll get all this. You'll get all this. I mean, even when you go, over to the visual dashboard, all this changes dynamically based on your purchases. Okay. So let's go. All right. We already got all the news that we're going to get. You know what I mean? All right. 8:30, we get the housing starts and building permits. We already got the economic data that we wanted earlier this week. Not really worried about it. Fear and greed index is at 27. Shocker there. So we are in fear. I'm not. Everybody else is. I'm not. $90 billion in total value locked. Hutanik was telling me yesterday that, it's total value locked has only been being tracked for the past few years. This is relatively new data. Use it to your advantage, please. Looking at where we are right now, we took a hit. We came all the way down to like 56 and change last night. That's right, 56 and change. It's like not even last night. It's like 4:30 in the morning. Or 4:30, about 4:30 in the morning, something like that. 4:30 in the afternoon, that's when it hit that number, sorry. But we're back into, my blue band that starts at 57,686, goes up to 63,719. Again, pay attention to all this. Pay attention to all this movement. Again, we're moving laterally. This whole time, for months, we've been moving laterally. There's a reason why I kept telling you guys, I have 2 sets of wallets. I have one for holding, and I have one for trading. So that way, if I make a trade too soon, make a trade too late, I'm not going to be upset because I have all this that I'm holding. I can trade over here. So when I DCA, I DCA on both sides. And then, of course, dry powder. My dry powder, keg is growing. Growing. And I'm waiting for those opportunities. I'm waiting for those opportunities to like kind of pop up. So just something to pay attention to, folks. Something to pay attention to. Looking at the big board, yeah, you have a lot of things that are down. You have a lot of things that are operating in a space where you can make good calls. The whole market is off right now. Right? The whole market is kind of just gliding along, skimming along, right? I heard somebody talking about, yeah, it's only a few months ago that we were at 57. Why is everybody crying? A few months ago when we were at 57, everybody was like, oh my God, we're at 57. Oh, happy as can be. But since we've tasted 73, 750, everybody's like, oh, we're only at 57. And crying like little freaking babies. Get over it. Just saying, this is all opportunity season. To me, this is all really opportunity season. Look at all of the things that are happening with regard to infrastructure. Toncoin made a move that increases its infrastructure, increases its reach across the cryptoverse. Integrating Pyth and Injective. Are you serious? They're a layer 1 and they're acting like a layer 1. And when I stop and think about it, I thought some of these people that were talking about, Toncoin can hit like $50, $100. I thought they were all Delulu. But now I'm sitting back and I'm like, they called it based on nothing. I can see based on these moves how it can get there. So do I see somewhere between a 5 and 10x plus? I'm beginning to see those numbers. I'm beginning to see how it can get there. So yeah, I got some research to do. I have some number crunching to do and some purchases to make. Let's see, what number is this? That one's that. Let me see. Yeah. So here you are. If you want to look at the numbers going straight across. I mean, look at Ethereum. A lot of people are sleeping on Ethereum right now. I'm going to tell you, don't sleep on Ethereum. Ethereum is a part of the connective tissue. Ethereum, Chainlink, Polygon even. There are a lot of things that are there that are considered a part of that connective tissue in my book. And people are going to sleep on them. And then one day you're going to wake up and they will have already exploded, like boom. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I could have bought when they were low. You should have. You know what? Every night, I'm going to start asking everybody that's watching my show, I'm going to start asking them, what did they buy? Because everybody buys at different times. And if you didn't buy, sometimes you don't have the money to buy. Great. What would you have bought? That's what I'm going to start asking every night. That's going to be the one. Because there's so much going on. So much going on. And you want to protect your value. It's not necessarily cost. It's cost versus value. I took my son car shopping because he wants to buy a car. My youngest. Been saving up. And we get to the dealership, our favorite dealership. And we're talking to the branch man, to that store manager. He's a great guy, manages a few stores. And he goes, listen, I understand the cars that you're looking at. A couple of them have some value. I'm going to tell you about the car that I have that has the best value. And then I want you to take those numbers, those features, and compare everybody else to the car that I tell you that has the most value for what you want to do. It's his first car, so he's going to lease. Why put any money down? Roll it all into the monthly. So if you pay all the fees up front, you can get everything for like $400. Roll everything in, it's like $450, $500. He went shopping earlier in the day, and his big brother was like, "You can handle $500." The little guy works for his big brother, and he's like, "You can handle $500." That's your big brother letting you know, "I got you. Don't worry about it." Even without his big brother giving him extra hours, he makes good money. So little brother's like, really? Then he went into why you shop for cost versus value and why what he's being told is truth. And I sat back and I was like, that's awesome. I taught my oldest son. My oldest son is teaching my younger son. That's what's up. Then when we went shopping last night, he had the right questions to ask. So our friend, the branch manager, was just like, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. But he goes, I want you to drive every single car that you have even the slightest interest in. I want you to drive that car. And I don't want you just to step on the gas. I want you to get in the car. I want you to fit the car to your driving habit. See where the pedals are. See where the shifter is. See where your arms lie when you're driving. How do they sit? What's comfortable, what's not, what you like and what you don't like. Then I want you to sit back and say, what am I willing to give up in that cost versus value equation? If you have to give up too much, then you have less value. Right? And he says, that's how I want you to look at the cars that are right there. Now I've bought like what, 5 cars from this guy? 5 cars. And each time we went to go buy a car, we looked at all the cars on the list that we wanted to go see. Wound up back over there. And then of course we also get, the great family discount. So it's kind of cool. But the idea is to do your own research so that you know what you're getting. So in that whole roundabout story, that's what I'm getting at. Do your own research. Take the time to learn. Take the time to learn. Anyway, this is AJ doing crypto for growmybag.tv. Don't forget, I have a book out called Crypto Foundations for Building Multi-Generational Wealth. It's for sale on Amazon. If you're interested in my GMB or Grow My Bag crypto tracker, just go to growmybag.tv/crypto-tracker. The link is right there in the description. Anyway, and I'll be on tonight at 8 p.m. sharp Eastern Standard Time right here on YouTube. I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.